the legal consequences when a member of parliament, when somebody attacks a public servant, when somebody attacks a police officer. He was in parliament quoting the constitution. I am also quoting the same criminal constitution inside the same quote. I'm quoting the same thing in the same constitution, and I'm quoting the criminal act in the constitution because he was basing his argument on the constitution. Now, the same constitution, it says that Afenyo Markin, he still faces criminal liability under Act 29, Section 205 to 207, assault on a public officer. That is what the Constitution says. Because he was quoting the Constitution in Parliament, making noise, I am using the same Constitution he's quoting to prove that he needs to be in jail. He's not even supposed to be standing in Parliament quoting constitutions to defend Tokonu. Because if you know the Constitution, I think Tokonu would know the Constitution more than you, because Tokonu's job was to interpret the Constitution. So you don't know the Constitution more than Tokonu. And if Tokonu knows the Constitution than you, why didn't Tokonu use the Constitution to defend herself? But instead, because you are a criminal who has assaulted a public officer, I am going to read the same Constitution, the same criminal act, the same act that is supposed to take you to jail. Now see, when you read a criminal libel act, Act 29, Section 205-207, assault on a public officer, the maximum penalty remains 3 years imprisonment or a fine if convicted. So, Afenyo Markin, the act there, the criminal liability act, the Act 29, it clearly says that you have to stand trial. You might have to be jailed for 3 years if you are found guilty. If you are not jailed, you could be fined. So you need to go before the courts and defend yourself. The same constitution that you are quoting now, also yenjina so na yamfan stop it bafu boni edien the vetino. Ye the same constitution so I catch you say wo ukojina court. Ne ye di wasam to say criminal wa attack edien a public officer because you have attacked a police officer. The police, they have done their investigations. They came to that conclusion that you are a criminal. You have attacked a public officer. If somebody attacks you, this same act will apply. So if you have attacked a police officer who is a public official, the same act, Act 29, it needs to be applied. And the maximum penalty, you have to go in for 3 years or you have to be fined when you are found guilty in any court in Ghana. So you don't have any moral right to even discuss that you are not going to agree for Parliament to vet Mr. Bafuboni. You are a criminal. Now, this is the legal consequences. Now, if you want us to also look at, the professional consequences. These are the professional consequences of your action. And I'm talking about your criminal assault case. I want you to know the consequences in what you have done. The investigation sitting on the desk of the Attorney General. Now, this is the professional consequences as a lawyer. Attacking a public officer or a police officer. These are the professional consequences as a lawyer. Now, the General Legal Counsel, GLC, can initiate a disciplinary hearing for misconduct. The General Legal Counsel can start a disciplinary hearing for misconduct because you are a lawyer and you have attacked a police officer. So the GLC can also be petitioned. Now, possible outcomes include 1, suspension from legal practice. They can take your license from you, Afenyo Markin, a criminal who has assaulted a police officer. 2, they call something disbarment. They can do what? Strike your name out. You can never practice in Ghana. 1, you can be suspended, and 2, your name can be taken out. You can no more call yourself a lawyer in Ghana from your actions. 3, official reprimand or caution for conduct bringing the profession into disrepute. So, professionally, you have to be taken on. A lawyer can petition, or any Ghanaian can petition the General Legal Counsel for them to take these actions against you because the fact has been established. You assaulted a public officer and the Attorney General has your docket now on his desk. So tomorrow, I can petition the GLC and tell them that they should initiate. I will use the docket, that information, give it to GLC and tell them to sit on this matter because I want them to get to the bottom of it. And the GLC are going to look into the matter, look at the details, ask you questions, and come out with their conclusion. So tomorrow or Monday, a Ghanaian can petition the GLC, and you are either going to be suspended, disbarred, or you at the end of the day, you cannot call yourself a lawyer in Ghana. You are Afenyo Markin, you are done. Now, apart from what will hit you professionally, right? Let me show you Parliament 2. What can be done to you? You are walking in Ghana and screaming, "Out of town hall Parliament." Which Bruni will shoot to be a permanent Vietnam, but you know, can't quasi asem. Now, parliamentary consequences. Parliament, this is the action that can be taken against you. If Alban Bagman is credible and he's going to be honest with himself and he's going to be honest to Ghanaians, he will take action against you on Monday. Now, parliamentary consequences. Parliament's Privileges Committee may summon you or him for behavior unbecoming of an MP and minority leader. So Parliament, the Privileges Committee can sit and summon you, say, come. We have also gotten the docket. The police have established that you assaulted a police officer. The witnesses are senior police officers. Now this docket is sitting on the desk of the Attorney General. We don't need to wait for the Attorney General to make our conclusion. Now you need to answer these questions. 2. A public reprimand or censure recorded in the Hansard. The Parliament, what they can do is they can publicly come out and do what? And let the world know that you are a criminal. Then they will record it in Parliament records that you, Afenyo Markin, as a member of Ghana's Parliament, you attacked a police officer. 3. Suspension from sitting for a defined period. Privileges Committee can take you out of Parliament and say, sit home until the Attorney General calls the case in Parliament. Attorney General calls the case in court. For court to finish listening to the case and coming out with their final judgment, you cannot carry yourself as the leader of the NPP in Parliament. So Privileges Committee can tell you, stay home. So you can lose your license, you can be kicked out of Parliament. Now, the third one, a call for him to apologize to the police and Parliament. You will have to publicly come out naked with your dick standing on. Also, down utrum and no quarter daso. Now, Pagana chow, now Parliament chow, our national TV. So these are things they can instruct you to do. Or dying. You are saying you don't want Bafu Bonny to be what? To be vetted. Who the hell are you? A criminal like you, Afenyo Markin. Now, let me show you what again can happen to you. You want to talk. Let me show you political consequences. And you see, political consequences. 1. Since he leads the NPP, since you lead the opposition, internal party discipline could also apply. Say NPP normally munyansa na party papa. They can also start applying party their sanctions. 1. What can they do? The NPP National Executive Committee may issue a formal caution or reprimand. The NPP paid for the party so mun Jimmy ya. Na so mo tidia mike na obehu the Attorney General kana. They need to regroup tomorrow morning and start looking for punishment for you. Sa party na wudi enim so mo nyan kwasiafo a. Sa leadership of the party, sa council of elders of the party, so mo nyan kwasiafo a. Na so mo person mo che Ghana for say party way is a party of people who believe that they need to be disciplined, who believe that they need to adhere to the rules and regulations of this land, who believe that the police should not be attacked. Some party so mo nyan kwasiafo a, they will meet tomorrow morning to come up with what we call a caution against you. 2. In a serious case, they could review his leadership role or demand a public apology to protect the party's image. Into party no someone yan kwasiafo Bawumia, Kennedy, Brandon Champon, Aya Country, and Kobre Japan, they will all advocate that you step away and apologize to Ghanaians. They will do that. So Bawumia nyewi, Sanayira Samira nyewi, Se Kennedy nyewi. Se Kennedy ne yiri omo nyawifo. Se Kobna Japan nyewi. Se Brand Champon ne yiri nyawifo. Se country nyewi. Na so omo yankofo omo ka no kra. Or chana pa they will all issue a statement and say that Afenyo Markin, from what Attorney General said, it would be good for you to step away from the party and allow the Attorney General to finish with court before you can call yourself a leader of the NPP minority. Says Ankwasiafo mbeso mu di party nim no so omo nye yufo no omo nye jimifo a anka anadwi anka say after Attorney General kasa no na anka so release a statement. But why are they all quiet? Omo nya yankwasiafo because this is what they believe in, that their party should kill, attack police, and that will make them relevant. Persistent controversy could weaken his position as minority leader and affect caucus confidence. Say MPs 87 or say 86 number parliament, you know. So they will all come out and say, leader, we beg you. From what we are seeing, it's a Ghana for say wabu police ni. It's a police for some investigations. You just senior police officer momu nyina be witness say ampa ubo police ni. And na end the ka say a case in the Attorney General at the table, so any day be able to make jail. So please take a step back and let somebody play this role. Actually, 86 no omu yankwasiafo omu ejimi, and I know they are not going to do it. I know the MPP. So metinana because MPP for yankwasiafo. This is the reason. Andra, they did a press conference. What was the press conference about? The press conference was about, yes, say, NPP, NDC, MPB, Assembly Kwesi, and a General Secretary, Nekatri Mebutu se kotre shwa. And the vessel Ghanaians, the MTT, we know, and the Mahama, and the NDC, MP, and the Naimos, Nkwasiafo do press conference. General Secretary, Nekatri ma a continue se kotre shwa no. Munkanjen se ome press conference. I was sad we say Attorney General say Afenyo Markin is a criminal. The assault case is sitting on his table. Pentium 2, JFK Kwasiampenyi. Ya pese MPP executives no. Mu General Secretary na ne katre mebutu se kotre shwa no. And Ghanaians, and we know that we see John Mahama and the MT, FCC, and Manimos, and we want you to change, and we want Kwasia. But the same thing. We are waiting for a press conference. Okay, to me to say kotra shwa. Oh, kotra shwa da. San Kwasia for it to Ghana. Amon person brand because when a member of parliament is accused of assault, parliament cannot shield them. Do you know that? When a member of parliament, and then Alban Bagbin catcher now say he is going to hand over the NDC MP to the police, because when a politician or a parliamentarian is accused of assault, parliament cannot shield that person. They need to release him. So it is easy. When you are accused of assault, what happens is that speaker needs to be formally informed. When speaker is informed, privileges committee are supposed to be summoned. They need to sit on the case and deal with that member of parliament. Why are we sitting here? Why are we sitting here and Afenyo Markin standing in parliament talking shit that he is not going to allow for us to vet Bafuboni? Who the hell is this criminal? Why are we allowing this nonsense to happen in Ghana? Why are we allowing this fool to be jumping around and fooling himself whilst he has committed a crime, one of the biggest crimes on the land, criminal crime, assaulting a police officer? Sa Bonia so ewo Ghana assassin so no Afenyo Markin committee. Why is this fool walking around? A police officer should not be protecting Afenyo Markin tonight. Because Afenyo Markin can attack that police officer and maybe he can end up killing the police officer because he's known for doing that.